everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome back here on Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski, listen to me, live from Rockledge High School. That's right. It is an honor to be back here on the campus of Raider Blue and Black, and I'm here today. We're going to profile the 2021 Rockledge Raider cheerleaders, and I'm here with Coach Sarah Hardy. And Coach, first of all, thanks for allowing us to be here today to disrupt day one of fall practice. I know you did a lot this summer. Kind of take us through your summer a little bit. You had competitions, you had camps. How was your summer?
We had a great summer. The girls started out with conditioning, practice. We went to UCA camp. We took our varsity girls to UCA camp at FSU. We've had a busy summer, but we've had a lot of fun, and they've been working really hard getting ready for this season.
Now, I know you are an alumni here, and you used to be a cheerleader here, right? Take us back to those days for a minute or so.
Well, I graduated from Rockledge High in 2008, and of course I had to come back. I'm a teacher here as well, so I'm not just a coach, but I've been here now teaching and coaching for 6 years. I went here for 4 years, so basically I've been here for 10 years, and it's just my honor and pleasure to build and continue to build the legacy of Rockledge High and the Rockledge cheerleaders.
I tell you, it is when you walk through the doors of the gym and the practice field, you feel it. I mean, you really feel it here in terms of tradition and Raider pride. It is there, Coach. On a serious note, you and I had some conversations a couple of months ago when the Brevard Public School Board introduced a measure that will eventually make competitive cheer a sport. Talk a little bit about, you kind of led the charge there that day. You're very passionate about that.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about it. I always say my goal as a teacher and a coach is to give kids opportunities. And I believe with Brevard being one of only 2 districts that does not compete with cheerleading in the state, our kids were missing out on an opportunity. And my girls will tell you I'm pretty competitive. So I want my girls and my students at Rockledge High to have every opportunity that every other kid in the state has. And I'll put our cheerleaders up against any other team in this state. They've worked hard, and we have a long ways to go still. I'm not saying we're ready for competition tomorrow, but we started last year building it, and we're going to continue. And I'm just really excited that starting next school year, competitive cheer will be a sport for Brevard Public Schools.
I love the confidence. I do, and I can't wait to broadcast that. I'm going to have to get some cheerleaders out there that have graduated or want to get into broadcasting on that end of the equation to help me break it down. Now, I don't want to leave him out of the loop today. I understand you got some help here today as well.
Yes, we have a special guest. I don't know if he was planning on being on camera.
Nope, he didn't. We're surprising him.
We actually are really fortunate to have one of our RHS alumni who's on the USF co-ed cheerleading team, and he's a national champion. He won the national championships with USF, at UCA, and he's just here today to help us out with some stunting technique, to give us some feedback. He really talked to our girls about what college cheerleading is like, the expectations if you want to be a college cheerleader, because we do have some athletes that are interested in cheering in college. And again, part of introducing competitive cheer for Brevard Public Schools is to get them noticed by colleges and give them the opportunity to cheer in college and possibly receive a scholarship if that's something that they want and need. So Ramsey, he's here today and spent some time during his break with us, and we're really thankful to have him. He's awesome. He's a super talented cheerleader. He's worked so hard to get to where he is, and he has a great story to share with our athletes. So
I can promise you this. This is the best place I could have been today, right here. I'm excited to be here, that's for sure. Ramsey, introduce yourself.
I'm Ramsey Robinson. I'm an RHS alumni from 2019.
All right, so you graduated in 2019. You're a national champion. Talk a little bit about what it's like to walk back through these doors. The UCF Bulls, sporting that Bulls shirt proudly. Talk about that.
Well, it's USF.
I'm sorry, USF. I did the same thing. At least you called yourself USF. I apologize, Ramsey.
Well, it's a lot. It's really nice to honestly come back, especially as a previous athlete and varsity letterman here at RHS. Really wish I could have cheered here. I didn't, but I'm so glad to pass on what I've learned at USF to the girls here and hopefully to get them to this next level.
Now, I said something earlier I saw you nodding your head up and down about, and that something was that I consider cheerleaders to be as much of an athlete as anybody else that steps on a court, field, swims in a pool, does anything else. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, if I can only put it in perspective, I was a four-sport varsity letterman athlete here at RHS. I did basically every sport you can think of, and I can tell you cheerleading's got to be one of the hardest, if not the hardest. You have to throw people, you have to be able to scream at the top of your lungs, get a crowd going, and you got to be able to flip and turn upside down on top of that. So if that gives you anything, cheerleading's got to be one of the hardest sports.
What piece of advice do you offer these young ladies as they get and guys that want to cheer, that get set to move forward and want to cheer in college? What would be the biggest piece of advice you would have for them?
Kind of what Coach Hardy's message is and what she's preaching in Brevard right now is take it serious. Like we're becoming a competitive sport next year, I want them to take cheer serious so people will take them serious, because right now the narrative is cheer isn't a sport. However, if we take it serious and show them what we're about, then they'll be able to recognize it and acknowledge us for who we are, and that's athletes.
Well, I certainly appreciate it. Congratulations on all of your success. USF. I got it that time. I want the senior in the group here. Now, there is one senior. This is a young squad, but it is a very, very good squad. Now, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kalia. I'm the senior of the squad.
All right. Now, talk a little bit about your squad. What do you like about your squad this year?
I love how family-like our team is. I've been to other stunt clinics around the county and everywhere, and I think there's no team that's as much of a family as ours. Like, we really all get along. Like, I'm friends with everyone on the team.
Now, for you, how long have you been cheerleading, and where does your love for the sport come from?
I actually didn't start cheering until my freshman year. I was a gymnast before that, and I had love for the sport going into it, but it's really grown as I've been with this program. I was a gymnast for like 10 years, but I think I prefer cheerleading more over gymnastics now that I've been a part of this program.
Now, Ramsey was talking about cheerleading in college. Is that something that you want to pursue?
Yes, a lot.
How excited are you, cheerleading aside, you walk back through these doors today, and I'm sure you have over the last couple of weeks as well, but this is your senior season. How stoked are you for that ride that you're going to go on this year?
I'm really excited. I've got to experience like 3 other senior nights and seeing everybody go through this program. I'm really excited for it to be my turn to experience all of that.
Now, if you could tell us one thing about being a Rockledge Raider cheerleader and how special it is, because there is a very storied tradition of athletics here, and it always starts with those that cheer them on. I mean, that Columbia blue and black is a staple in this county. What would that one message be to those out there about what they can expect to see from your squad this year?
I think this year you can expect for us, honestly, I've been on this team for 3 years, and no shade towards other teams I've been on, but I think this is the best squad that I've had so far this year. I really hope that you guys expect a lot from us. We've been training really hard. We've been in here since back when the season ended back in May, April, like training for this. So I really hope to see you guys out there to come see us.
Leo, that was magnificent. I do have one more question for you. She's like, really? You're going to do this to me? I am. You said you were a gymnast for 10 years. Have you been paying attention to the Olympics?
Yes.
Tell me your thoughts on it.
I was really rooting for Simone, and I also really like Sunny, but I understand where Simone is coming from. It can be a lot of pressure, even not being an Olympic gymnast, but even going out there on Friday Night Lights and going out there in front of everybody, having to tumble, having to stunt. It's a lot of pressure, and sometimes you just need that break, and I can't imagine what pressure she's under right now.
She's going to do the balance beam anyway, and I imagine that what was your advance? What did you specialize in?
I specialized in vault and floor. I'm really powerful with tumbling, flipping over things, and so that was my specialty back when I was a gymnast.
You did a magnificent job. You really did. You're like, now I can breathe. Does anybody else want to come up and say a few words? And you're like, no, I'm good. Coach, come on back in. Khalil was amazing. She really is. What keeps you year in and year out coming back and wanting to be that cheer coach?
I just love the kids. Obviously it's not for the money because we basically don't get paid much, but it's not for the fame either. Like, there's no popularity. There's none of that. I just do it because, again, I want kids to have opportunities. I want kids from Rockledge to know you don't have to live in Rockledge for the rest of your life if you don't want to, that there's ways to get out of Brevard County. If you can't afford it, we can help you. We can find scholarships. We can open doors to competitive cheerleading, to college cheerleading, to sports, athletics, academics even. I just want kids to have opportunities. And so that's why I pour all my time, my love, my energy into this team, into this program, because I also want them to be the best that they can be and to learn these life lessons in high school, like how to be respectful, how to be responsible, how to have someone rely on you, what it means to work with a team, and to not quit when things get hard. And I think that's the biggest message, especially this last year. I'm like so proud of all of our girls that came back after last year, because it was a really hard year. It was really hard. Academically, socially, cheerleading wise, it was a hard year. And so for them to come back and say, like, look, we pushed through probably one of the hardest years we're ever going to have, and we're back and we want to be better than ever, I'm so incredibly proud. And I just love this team and this program.
There's not another interview I will do between now and the start of whatever seasons are coming up that will be as good, as informative as what Coach Hardy just did. Coach, you have an outstanding squad here. And as we get set to wrap up here, ladies, could you give me that one Rockledge cheer that everybody wants to hear? Come on up. Got to get a little closer to the camera. I'm going to put this microphone up here, so you got to give it to me loud. Ready?
We are Rockledge. We bleed red and blue. Raider pride. Raider pride.
I am Alan Slaughter-Zinski, happy to be back at Rockledge High School. We'll see you soon.